Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. I urge you to follow me on social media at Prime Real Estate Ric. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in Houston, I urge you to visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, I want to thank everybody for tuning in this week. We have a really exciting show planned for you. As always, I want to introduce my co-host. Not only is he a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, real estate broker, but he's known worldwide as the Texas Real Estate King. Back from an exciting Thanksgiving holiday.
No doubt about it, man.
I want to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network family my co-host, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Thank you. Thanks for that warm welcoming as usual, Rick. And I'm excited to be back, man. I feel like we've been gone a month, but we really gonna be gone a week, right?
Man. I mean, if we must miss an episode of the podcast, Thanksgiving holiday is a great excuse.
It is a great excuse, man.
How was your holiday, brother?
It was good, man. I go over to a friend of mine's home. They cook and have a huge layout, man. And then we just kind of look at football and, just gather, just laugh and giggle, just come up with new, conversation pieces and just kind of cover what may be going over in the media or the news. And it was a good time, very relaxing.
One of the cool things, even though we didn't record an episode last week, one of the things that you did, and I hope all your followers had the opportunity to take advantage, is that you hosted a couple watch parties online.
Oh, yeah, by all means.
So one of the cool things about that, and everyone, if you didn't get a chance to see last week's episode of the Prime Real Estate Network, even though we didn't shoot one live, we uploaded a best of series. Yeah. So if you haven't had a chance to just watch every single one of our almost 70 episodes, we had a really cool best of series that came out, give you some clips and some snippets of all of our past guests, some of our favorite episodes. So that's something that was really exciting.
Real good, man. It was a great idea of yours. Rick came up with that, man. I thought it was an amazing idea, so it was perfect. Perfect timing for the holidays.
And it's funny because ever since you started hosting those live watch parties, I've been getting a lot of DMs saying you guys need to do that more often.
Yeah.
And I never really, and of course all of our followers and people who check us out every week, we're really, really thankful, but sometimes I underestimate how many episodes we actually have completed at this point.
No doubt about it, yeah.
So I want to make sure we do more of that.
Yeah, I agree.
So we can help people catch up, have an idea, because I think a lot of times there's going to be a lot more real estate professionals that our followers and watchers may recognize that they don't realize have been on our show already.
No doubt, right?
So we want to definitely do that.
Not only that, for those of you that are maybe out there that are looking to find a good organization or a good team to back to sponsor, we're always looking for sponsorships as well. So we would like to grow the show from a 30-minute show to a 45 to a 60-minute show, but we need that sponsorship help in order to do that. So, hey, that's just something to keep in mind.
Hey, man, and then something else that's really cool. You were able to organize a Realtors R Us happy hour. Last week, man.
Another good event, man. You came in, you was in attendance.
I appreciate you for getting me involved, bro.
Yeah, man, I needed you to be a part of it because, everyone needs to be able to communicate. Us as realtors, we should only just hit each other up through the DM on social media, but we need space time. We need to know who it is that we're negotiating our listings with from time to time. So that's why that event was important.
Man, I mean, I had a great time. I hope you had a great time organizing it. I look forward to doing that a lot more often.
No doubt, man. Shout out to my man Kurt at Live House. He helped hook it all up.
Oh, that's what's up. Big shout out, brother. We gonna stay in touch because we need to make something like that happen again. That was a real good look, man. So once again, appreciate you for sitting in with us, man. But I want to introduce our guest this
Yes,
week.
indeed. This is my man right here.
Oh, that's what's
Cool.
up,
We
man.
always out supporting. I'm not gonna give too much away, but this is my guy, man. And when I had the opportunity to bring him on the show, it was a must. And I've been thinking about it for months, but he's a hard guy to narrow down from time to time, man.
I mean, you know, you get pretty busy when you're the managing partner of your own organization.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience the managing partner of Hygienitech Solutions, Mr. Ed Kampf. How you doing, Ed?
Hey, good. Thanks. Great to be with you guys. Appreciate you having me.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
And you know, I was really excited when Larry informed me that you were able to carve some time out of your schedule to sit in with us this week because as a real estate pro, a company like yours that provide the services you provide from a marketing and helping to assist in the purchase and sale of properties, it is essential. But I would like to give you an opportunity in your own words to explain what it is you guys do at Hygienitech Solutions to the Prime Real Estate Network audience, Ed.
Okay, well, realtors have been taught for years that the three most important things about real estate is location, 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 right?
Correct.
Well, that's wrong. It's wrong. Everything's about sight and smell.
Absolutely.
It could be a great location, but man, if it's a dump or you walk in and you don't want to take a second step,
Yeah.
And God bless these people trying to sell who are cat owners or cooked a lot or they smoked in their houses. They should have a fair shot at selling their house at a fair value as well. So I started my company in 2016. It was a scary thing because I was a lender for 19 years and I had a nice practice. And New Year's Eve of 2016, I get a ping on my phone. It's telling me my license is expired. So I didn't have a backup plan. But it all started when my daughter stayed at a hotel.
Yeah.
And she came home sick. And I took her to a pediatrician and he said she was in a toxic environment. And that just kind of led me down a path of I paid a lot of money for that Marriott.
Yeah.
Right.
For a religious retreat.
No doubt about it.
And
Wow.
rash all over the exposed parts of her body, a staph infection, et cetera, et cetera. And it kind of set me off on a journey of she's at a hotel. How is it a toxic environment?
Yeah.
And then I found this book that was titled, Your House is Killing You.
Wow.
And
Wow.
it talked about all the things in our home that have an adverse effect to our health. The EPA came out with something shortly that said it's called toxic home syndrome. 6 out of every 10 homes are toxic.
Wow.
So whether it's mold, which all houses have mold, or whether it's radon or asbestos or lead paint. I mean, the book was written in 2001, so I guess that's considered old now. Mm-hmm. But it had a lot of good information. And I got on a Pro Cleaners network talking to people who are in the restoration business and carpet cleaners, and I've always tried to keep things healthy in my own home, and started talking to some people about chlorine dioxide and how it's always been used institutionally. It was used after Katrina to eradicate the mold. It was used right after 9/11 to eradicate the anthrax, and it's been used not too long ago to eradicate Ebola. And it's an environmentally safe chemical.
Yeah.
It's EPA approved, FDA approved, and USDA approved. So the company who I met with was recalibrating it for commercial use. So I really got in touch with them as they were putting together the formula of residential application.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was a fascinating process to learn about it, but I thought, wow, I can go into a home and kill all bacteria and all the germs and all the allergens and all the mold and all the odors within a couple of hours. And I'm not walking in with paint cans and mops and anything. I'm setting off a system, and the chlorine dioxide billows out of my system in a smoke form, and from floor to ceiling, it's killing everything on a molecular level.
Oh, wow.
Immediately.
Wow.
And you know what's amazing about that, and I wanted to ask you this, Ed, because I'm sure you've met homeowners and they've always probably stressed to you, I'm really a clean person. I clean up 3 times a week, but for whatever reason, I have a lingering smell in my home. Could you speak to our audience about what causes indoor odors?
Okay.
And what you can do to combat that?
That's a great question. What causes it is called off-gassing. And bacteria and odor will off-gas, and that's what we smell. Side note, The worst off-gassing that takes place is in new construction. I mean, lumber liquidators. Everybody loves them. A lot of people, use them. They were fined $33 million recently for the amount of formaldehyde in their flooring material.
Oh, wow.
What do you use formaldehyde for?
Bodies.
Embalming.
Bodies.
No doubt about it.
Exactly.
Right.
The majority of construction materials contain formaldehyde because it is a preservative. So it's in the granite. It's in.
I never thought about
It's
that, but
in-
it almost makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if it can hold a dead body, then why not all of the rest of the
That's
stuff,
right.
Wow.
But new carpet has an off-gassing. New paint off-gasses. You're not supposed to be in a new house the first couple of weeks unless it's been aerated. But who doesn't love the smell of new paint and new carpet and all of that?
Right.
But one report recently came out and said that a baby crawling on a carpet is equivalent to, on a brand new carpet, is equivalent to that baby smoking 4 cigarettes.
Wow.
So,
Whoa.
so
That's deep.
So I know every day there's something new that is being learned about how we're, what's affecting our health,
No doubt about
our
it,
respiratory system. There are people who are just chronically sick, and they can't figure out why. You go to CVS or Walgreens, and you're getting something to mask it. You know who doesn't want to talk to me? Allergists,
Wow.
wellness centers.
Yeah.
And I was told by an allergist, you're not good for my business because I'm in the business of creating a healthy home, not masking the illness, but destroying the illness, whether it's a bacteria or a virus. A single-cell bacteria,
Wow.
single cell is the smallest living organism on this planet, and it turns into 1,000 single cells within an hour.
Wow.
So other studies said that 100% of bathrooms that had been germ tested have E. coli in it. If you flush a toilet, you're going to have a 4-foot plume of whatever you just deposited in that toilet.
Right.
Wow.
So when you walk into a home as a realtor, you've got to be careful of door handles that you're touching and things that are just high traffic
Wow,
to keep
yeah.
your own self healthy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you because I've gotten this question myself when I go over to a prospective client's home as far as with a listing appointment. And one of the things that smokers talk about is, how can this is a smoker's home, nobody's going to ever want to buy this. What can I do? Could you just speak towards how you've helped people who might be smokers and how it's been able to help change the value of their property and or help them sell it sooner?
Good, great question. I had a home. I'll give you an example. I had a home in Baytown where the homeowner had smoked for 26 years, and it was one of my first jobs. And I went in there and I did a gas off. I did a 24-hour, and he sold the house right at list price.
Wow.
And I charged him $950. It was like a 1,400 square foot home. And I asked him, how much were you prepared to lower your price when you initially talked to the realtor? And he said about $12,000.
Oh, wow.
I said, so I charged you under $1,000. I could have charged you $3,000. He said, yes.
And you still would have been, yeah.
I said, well, the main thing was for you to not affect the value of your neighbors' homes. Because
Absolutely.
when you have to reduce the price, okay, go back to the question. If someone's been smoking in their house for a long term, when you smoke, there's a resin that's on the windows. There's a resin that's on the air conditioned coils. It's embedded into the cabinetry and the walls.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of steps that has to be done. Number one is I like being the first one in there. In some cases I'm not, and then there's an issue. But I like being the first one in there because my chlorine dioxide will infiltrate the cabinets and also the sheetrock. The biggest mistake a lot of homeowners make is they go to paint without putting kills on the wall. So they're sealing a little bit of residue into that house so it'll never immediately lose that tobacco smell. But another big piece is cleaning the coils on the AC. If you're smoking and your air conditioner's on, that's where that resin's going to build.
That's where it's going to go, right?
So it's about painting, it's about cleaning the AC coils, it's about getting me in before you repaint. My chemical will take it out of any drape or any furniture. So there are a couple of restoration companies that'll hire me when they have their furniture in a house that's being showcased. Not restoration companies, staging companies that will put their furniture in, and they'll want that smell removed before they take their furniture back to their showroom.
That makes sense. I hadn't thought
And
about
have
that.
me
Yeah,
come in there.
yeah.
'Cause
Right.
Now, something also, curry, that's really big in this market.
Yes.
We have a big African clientele also. They cook with fish. So it's absorbed into the cabinetry. The first thing that I tell realtors is if you walk into a house that smells of food, go to the hood vent. Look at the hood vent because they keep the exhaust fan on and it's all gummy there. So the first step on remediating a house with a food odor is get that hood vent out. Just replace it. Don't try to clean it. Just replace it. And then again, I handle it the same as I would handle a smoker's house.
Wow.
Because it's a vapor when they cook. The cumin seed is a vapor, just like cigarettes.
No, and I just wanted to make sure, because you've done a great job of illustrating the value in your services, but I just want to make sure I'm crystal clear. So for the audience, it would be in a homeowner's best interest if they're buying a brand new home, totally brand new carpet, new floors, new everything, to have you come in. Because, like you said, there are a lot of formaldehyde and preservatives in new home construction materials. If you're purchasing a resale, of course, you would like that because there was another family living there previously. And if you're an agent and you're listing a home to sell, so from all three aspects of the real estate transaction, a potential realtor and or seller or buyer would need to reach out to you just to ensure that there's no bacteria issues, any airborne pathogen issues when they move in with their family.
Also, pets. Everybody has a dog or a cat.
Can't forget pets.
Cat dander, allergens from pets, that gets into the AC system. One thing, when I'm setting off my system in a house, I am sanitizing the air ducts as well. That's a very important part of that. But let's talk about cats because because I've walked away from cases where they were cat homes because there are drastic measures that have to be done. Most people that have cats, they're cat lovers. The cats have a litter box, but there are some people, and they're called renters, who will let cats just run wild. There are some cases where I'll walk in with a black light and try to find out where they've sprayed. But the process of removing a heavy cat odor is rip up the flooring. I don't care if it's tile.
Wow.
I don't care if it's marble or carpet. You rip up the flooring, rip up the wood trim along the bottoms because I've got to get my gas within the walls.
Wow. Is that strong?
The cement, the flooring has to be treated. Cat is different than any other animal because cats eat oily foods.
Yeah.
I had a call to do a house in the Woodlands, and they said, well, they kept the cat in one room. And the investor told me, just go upstairs. I'm not going to tell you which room it's in. And he said, I just replaced the carpet, so you might have a hard time finding it. So it was 4 bedrooms. I found it because they replaced the carpet, but there was a stain in the middle of the carpet. That the cat urine that was embedded into the flooring, the subflooring, came through the new carpet in the padding.
Wow.
And I took a picture. I sent it to him, just said, hey, just want to let you know that treating the flooring is a huge part of this. But going back to the big question, okay, he can do all that. What does he charge? Because everything is price value. I've been told by the company I buy my chemicals from that I am not charging enough, but I found that 55 cents a square foot works.
Yeah.
It works, so in a 1,500 square foot house or a 2,500 square foot house, you look at a 2,500 square foot house, you're looking at under $1,500 to remove an odor that might reduce the price by 20%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'll also, on the flip side, is I like to find the threshold of pain that a seller has. There's some people that are equity rich but cash poor. So I'll work with them in a situation. There are tough situations where they need to sell fast. So with me, it's like let me just take care of it, get the house on the market. We'll talk about collecting at closing or something else.
Right. It's amazing that you would adjust like that. That helps out a lot.
Well, the fact that in the mortgage business where I've got the CFPB and you got all these other agencies, I don't have anybody looking over me.
Yeah.
Not even a wife.
Yeah. My man.
But I mean, Ed, man, I thank you so much for sitting in. We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, I want to talk to you a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey
Okay.
Your background as a businessman in your life before Hygienitech.
Okay. Gulp.
I say no. Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network. We're going to take a short break to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be right back. This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area, and you find yourself falling in love with a home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Rick. Just go to Facebook and Instagram, search at Prime Real Estate Rick, hit the follow button, and you'll stay up to date with all the newest and greatest developments with the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, Brooks and Davis Real Estate, and the Houston real estate market in general. I also want to give a big, huge shout out to my newest sponsor. This really cool sweatshirt I have has been provided by teespring.com/Alonzoid. So that's spelled ALONZOID. Go to his page on Teespring. Look at all of his cool designs. You can get a really nice sweatshirt like this, but he has a really large database of great designs, great artists, really talented. So definitely I want to give him a shout out and urge everybody to check him out. As always, my co-host live in the building, the Texas real estate king, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, brother?
Man, nothing much. Enjoying the show, getting a lot of information that I didn't even know. And I've known Ed for some years, and I didn't know a lot of things that he's providing.
Hey, man, you know,
us
we got to
today.
get Ed on the record to get all this
I
priceless game.
can't tell you everything at once.
And
I'm a fast talker, though.
And the gentleman you hear is our guest. He's the managing partner of Hygienitech Solutions, Mr. Ed Kampf. How you doing, bro? Thank you so much for sitting in with us.
You know, first I want to clarify that I am the managing partner and the sole operator. People always say, your team, are you sending the guys out? Are you coming out? I'm coming out. I think it's important enough for we to come out.
I like you, no doubt.
I'm the guy. Listen, it's the buck stops here. You know, as I build my business, you know, I'm in 15 of the top 20 apartment management companies doing apartments, and as I build my business, I hope to hire someone.
Yeah.
But you know, as any business owner, you know it's just hard duplicating yourself. It's hard to find somebody who's going to have the same passion and drive to solve a problem, as opposed to just, you know, a lot of times I go to a house and I'm talking to the homeowner and I walk away and I might have 2 or 3 you know, referrals from that, as opposed to if I would send somebody out there to do it, they're just going to walk and do the job and leave. And I can't afford to not have that 2 or 3 referrals right now.
Yeah.
You know, I started my company in 2016, and as I mentioned before the show, that I was focused on hospitals and retirement homes because of the cross-contamination between healthcare worker and patient. MRSA, 50% of healthcare workers carry MRSA.
Right. Wow.
And
very underreported.
And MRSA will sit on a bleach bucket for 3 weeks. There's very little that'll eradicate MRSA. Chlorine dioxide will.
Yeah. Wow.
And it will in a nanosecond. That's one thing that I've always failed to mention, is that it works on such a molecular level. There are 80,000 molecules of chlorine dioxide that'll fit into one dust particle.
Wow.
So it's working on such a nanoscale, and it destroys it on contact. When I set off my chemicals, it billows out in a smoke form, and it just, from floor to ceiling, it goes wide, then it goes high. And when the off-gassing, the average off-gassing might be 3 hours. If I go into an environment and I don't see any gas, any fog whatsoever, that's telling me it's a contaminated environment.
Wow.
If I go in there and there's still a lot of smoke in there, then it wasn't as contaminated as
okay.
you know, as thought.
You know, one of the things that was really interesting when I was researching your background is that you are a really experienced entrepreneur. You've had other companies before. You've had your mortgage practice. And I wanted to ask you, do you have any extra fulfillment considering that you started this particular business as a response to an issue you had with your daughter in a hotel? Is it more of a passion for you because it was motivated by the love of your daughter? Mm-hmm. Do you get any extra fulfillment that way? And I was just wondering how that affected you personally.
The fulfillment comes with helping people.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a problem, and I try to provide the solution. If someone's telling me that their kids are having health issues in their home, and I go in there and I set off my service, and they tell me the kids are sleeping better and the kids are healthier. Mm-hmm. I mean, man, there's no monetary amount that can make up for that.
Right.
Someone is selling their house. I had a guy call me. He was interested in buying a house, and he said, my wife is highly allergic to dogs. She can't go into the house.
Yeah.
And I was referred to you. What can you do? And the guy was an engineer, so he kept me on the phone for an hour, pelting me with questions.
That sounds about right.
and afterwards, the realtor called me and said, what did you say to him? And I said, I don't know. Maybe something stupid, maybe something not. I don't know. My mouth runs faster than my brain. And she goes, well, he's signing a contract tonight on that house. And I said, well, give me some information about the house. Where's the house? She goes, in Tomball. She goes, it's a $1.5 million sale. You just talked one of my clients into signing a house for $1.5 million, not sight unseen.
Wow. And
he did ask me, how much is it going to cost? And I didn't ask him, the square footage. I just said less than a divorce.
That is, man. You show up. I like it.
But the entrepreneurial part. I was in the mortgage business, self-employed for years. I mean, I kind of envy people that have time off, paid vacation. I haven't had a paid vacation.
Right.
But I've always been the buck stops here type of person. And in the mortgage industry, I love the mortgage industry. I'm past president of the Mortgage Bankers Association. I've been to D.C. every year for legislative conferences. I played grown up in the mortgage business. Yeah. I don't have to wear a tie anymore. But but the thing is, so much government involvement affected my wallet and it affected my passion for the industry. And I just felt like, it's a younger man's game. Let the next generation, the millennials that are coming up selling realtors, let them deal with a younger. My day in that industry has passed me by because when I started, you sat with someone face to face and you got to know them. You developed a relationship. And then came the DocuSign, which I hated because when I have 50 documents to sign with somebody, that's establishing trust and walking them through it and holding their hand. Yep. And all of a sudden, I'm sending 65 documents for them to DocuSign, and I get a call being yelled at, "What's this and what's this?" So they don't trust me, and I just thought, I'm meeting them for the first time at closing. Yeah. It's not a way to build my business. I was 55 when I left the mortgage industry. I was doing well in the mortgage industry, but the passion wasn't there any longer. And when I started this, I'll tell you, was it scary? No, because I'm a hard worker, and I knew that anything that I can get, listen, you want to hear my backup plan, and I'm 100% serious.
Let's go.
Cutting grass. Cutting grass. The two best jobs I ever had in my life was mowing grass and washing dishes.
The most carefree jobs you could have, right?
It's weird. I mean, I can walk into any restaurant and just go in the back and wash their dishes. Yeah. It's just weird. But here I am in the middle of the mortgage industry, busy, doing well, and I drive by somebody mowing their yard, and I think, man, that guy's got it made.
Peaceful.
That's when you know that there's something wrong. But the government involvement of our industry, which had an inverse effect and just made it more difficult. Yeah. That just kind of, and that's when I said, I wasn't looking for something else, but when I started finding this and it was health related and helping people, I thought this could be something. And but so I start my company in 2016. I'm calling on hospitals. Yeah. I'm losing a lot of my savings. A year later, Harvey hits.
Oh wow!
And that was my fourth flood.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting in the Brown Convention Center, thinking I'm actually just sitting on the floor of the Brown Convention Center crying because that's the end of my company. Yeah. Because I put all my eggs in one basket. I let my license expire. I didn't want to get back into it, and I'm thinking, what's next? Yeah. I mean, I can do anything. I have no shame.
Yeah.
But I thought that Harvey was going to kill my company.
But I mean, it didn't, because I believe that your company service not only a niche, but services a pool of investors, buyers, and sellers that can't do without your service. Yeah. It's just that I'm glad you were able to sit in so that we can bring your company to the forefront, so people not only know that it exists, that it is absolutely necessary. Yeah. Is there any upcoming dates or events where you'll be appearing, where people that have watched this episode or may hear this podcast can interact with you personally, Ed?
Oh, yeah, they can call me directly. But one other thing, I got a guy in Kenya doing what I'm doing.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's the amazing thing. I've got 2 people in Africa doing this.
Yeah.
And one area, they're sanitizing hospitals where people go when they're sick and they get worse. Mm-hmm. And another one, I can't remember where he is, but he's sanitizing water systems there. Wow. If you don't have clean water, you don't have anything.
That's right.
You don't have anything.
That's right.
So I help people daily all throughout the United States on what I've learned and how I've done this. And, I get calls to do cars and RVs, and that's the fun part of it. It's not big money generating, but it's helping people.
And it's growth. So how would our guests be able to reach out to you? I want them to be able to reach out to you as well. So give all your contact information, and so they can reach out to you.
What's your cell? Email?
713-298-1449. My email is ed@hygienitechsolutions.com. If you're going to start a company, rule number 1, don't give it a complicated name.
Yeah, as long as yours, anything like that.
But hey, you can call me, you can text me, and I'll respond, quickly.
I want to thank you, for sitting in today with us. I believe this information that you're sharing is going to be invaluable to those who have an opportunity to take it in. Secondly, I want to publicly commend you for the work that you're doing, because I'm sure you've considered this, but from my standpoint, I feel like you could be possibly even saving lives. So with that being the case, I want to thank you for doing it, and I also want to thank you for putting your passion behind a labor of love, because very few people get that fulfillment from their work, and I can tell that you're, with your energy, your excitement, that's something that you're taking from your work. So I want to thank you. Mr. Brooks, what we got going? Where can people meet, greet, shake your hand, give you a hug?
Tonight I'll be at the Renaissance. I can't think of the name of it, but they have a 10th anniversary of I can't even think of the name of it. So see you guys
Follow
later.
Mr. Brooks on social media. He's definitely going to let you know what's going on.
I'll let you know where I'm at.
So on behalf of myself, Rick Davis, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, and our esteemed guest, Mr. Ed Kampf, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. We'll see you all next week, and be blessed.
Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.